Hey everybody, how you doing? Happy Labor Day to all you out there. I celebrated Labor Day by sleeping in, and it felt great. But in this video, I didn't come here to talk about Labor Day. I am here to answer a contest thread for Dave. He goes under the handle Darksideofthezoom, and it was this 50 threads contest. And congratulations to him. I think he's past 100 already. So hopefully I didn't miss the deadline to this, but I did want to answer this thread. He wanted us to talk about if we were to set up a concert, an all-day show, what would the band lineup be? So this is our fantasy concert. And I really went crazy on this one. I picked 6 bands. That's going to be one long-ass concert, but this is one I would love to see and that I can die right afterwards. So, in my fantasy concert, it's a 6-band show, and opening the show would be what you're hearing in the background, Sound of Contact. New band from Simon Collins. And we all know his dad, Phil Collins, but this would be a perfect opener to my fantasy concert that I would pay an arm and a leg to see. Sound of Contact starting things off with their high energy prog rock, as you can hear bumping behind me. Some great drumming, some great songwriting, very energetic but yet catchy songs, very proggish. You can hear a Porcupine Tree influence on this band that is just unbelievable. So they would be the perfect start to my fantasy concert, Sound of Contact. And following them is the band I think they're heavily influenced by, is Porcupine Tree. This album's called Light Bulb Sun. Porcupine Tree, I think, would be a perfect follow-up to Sound of Contact. I was going to say Steven Wilson, because I'm a big fan of his solo albums as well, and saw his solo band in concert, and that was amazing. But it's been a while since we had any Porcupine Tree, and I kind of missed that band. So instead of just saying Steven Wilson, I went with Porcupine Tree because, well, we haven't seen him in a while, and you know, I love their brand of prog rock, even though I don't really think it's that proggy. It just has so many elements of keyboard and interesting guitar parts. The drumming is unbelievable by Gavin Harrison, and some great songwriting, Porcupine Tree. And I saw them in concert once. They put on a great show, and you know, Sound of Contact and that band, boy, that'd be some heavyweights right there. So my fantasy show's already off to a big start. The follow-up band to going on next after Porcupine Tree has killed the stage would be Marillion. Another prog favorite of mine. No matter what era of the band you stepped in, the Fish era or the Hogarth era, to me it's all good. I love Marillion. Both singers' eras were fantastic, and they would be a perfect follow-up to Porcupine Tree. Absolutely. If they played this album in its entirety, Brave, and then some of the classics afterwards, I would be in hog heaven, prog hog heaven. Just a brilliant band live. Saw them in San Francisco last year. It was the last American date on the American leg of the tour, and it was just such an emotional show that I was just on cloud 9 when I walked out of that concert. I'd never been so happy coming out of a concert before, and that's what they did to me on that show. And so to see Sound of Contact, Porcupine Tree, then them, you know, I could go home right there a happy man, but there's more to come. So Marillion would be the next act. And following Marillion, Dream Theater. Then we get our ass kicked by some metal prog. And what an awesome lineup that would be. Dream Theater. With Portnoy or with Mangini, doesn't matter. It'd be great to see him with Portnoy again, but I'll take Mangini because Mangini is a fantastic drummer. And I heard their new song, The Enemy Inside, I believe it's what it's called, yeah. Great song, great metal prog. Always an entertaining band to watch, always high energy. And the riffs, the complicated drum riffs and guitar riffs, bass riffs, keyboard riffs, and some amazing vocals by James LaBrie, even though he's not everyone's favorite in the VC as far as vocalist. I actually dig his voice. And Dream Theater following Marillion would be just ultimate kick-ass. So now we got Sound Contact, Porcupine Tree, Marillion, and then Dream Theater comes on and just whoops some ass. So now we got the metal thing going, a good hard rock prog band would follow very nicely, and that's Rush. What a lineup this is, right? Rush. And I would love to see a lot of songs from this album, Clockwork Angels. I went to that concert tour as well. And they had, not only, you get the 3 members of Rush, but they had a string section playing along with them as well. So you heard all the new songs from this album with the string backing them up, the string section backing them up, and they played some of the classic Rush songs with the string section, YYZ, Manhattan Project. It was just amazing. It was badass. It was so cool, and I would love to see that, the set list from that show from the Clockwork Angels tour on this fantasy show of mine. That would just be amazing, because the Clockwork Angels tour and the shows from it were just so badass. And that would, following Dream Theater, that would be just an incredible show. So that really makes my list. All right, so that's 5 bands there. And where to go from there? Well, we're gonna have to reunite a classic prog band, and that would be Genesis, with Gabriel on vocals, Steve Hackett on guitar, Rutherford, Banks, Collins. The original band, well, they weren't the original Genesis, but they're the Genesis that's the most popular in the VC. Reunite that 5-man lineup and play this album in its entirety, Lamb Lays Down on Broadway. That would be fantastic. And if the guys are still breathing alive after that, some of the classic Genesis songs, Supper's Ready, First the Fifth, Cinema Show, that would be so awesome. And to see that band reunited and singing their classic album in its entirety, performing it in its entirety, that is the only way you could top a lineup of those first 5 bands. This would just be the end to a dream evening. The reunited 5-man era of Genesis redoing what I thought was their best album, The Lamb Lays Down on Broadway, and some of the classic songs after that. And then, after the evening's over, everybody gets together for beer and pizza. Why not, huh? That'd be freaking awesome. And along with the bands that performed, everybody gets to mingle and have beer and pizza with everyone, and oh, that would be fantastic. That would be a dream show. Well, that's my video to answer Dave's thread. Hope he gets another 50 to take him to 200. By the time I post this video, he'll probably be at 200 subs. The way his sub count's moving. Anyway, thanks for hanging out with me. Thanks for watching my fantasy concert lineup that I know will never happen, but the guy can dream, can he? Hope everybody had a good weekend, and I'll see you guys in the next video.